Hi guys, so this is Charlie Johnston's top 5 video series. This is now on to abs. Probably everyone's favourite or least favourite body part to train. Everyone loves it for the beach body obviously, so these are my top 5 exercises to build big, thick, lean abs to get you the midsection you're looking for. So first up, this is my favourite ab exercise overall. I quite like it as an overall body exercise anyway, is straight leg raises. So here what I would do is I hang from like a chin up bar. I'd always personally suggest to use wrist straps or hand straps to try and hold on to the bars just so you're not losing your grip. And then the first thing that fails is your abs, not your hand and sort of forearm grip. In particular for a bit of a heavier chap such as myself, it does help. So when you start the movement, you want to be hanging obviously straight from the bars. You want to tense your lats to stabilise your body. Bring your feet up slowly and focus on breathing out as you come up, and blow all the air out as you bring your legs straight up in front of you and squeeze, and then bring your feet all the way back down to the bottom. So you want to keep a nice controlled movement, try and minimise the swinging, and try and come to a full stretch at the bottom so you're pretty much in a full straight line hanging position again. So one of the beauty of this is you can go to complete failure with the straight legs, and then once you get to that point you can then do bent knee raises, so that's a different variation there. So you can take this beyond failure, so if you can only do a couple straight leg, then go straight into bent knee, and that's a great way to prolong the set and get more abdominal engagement and work your abs that little bit harder. Exercise number 2, round the world. It's very similar to straight leg raises, except you take your legs in a circle. So I did a music video of this on Instagram where I used my legs to lift over someone in front of me. So here what you want to do is move your legs in a circular motion in front of you, keep it nice and controlled. Again, try and minimise the swing, bring your feet back to midline position at the bottom of the movement. And yet again, I would suggest make sure you use the straps, probably more so on this one, to strap yourself to the chin up bar, because there'll be more moving around and there's a lot more stabilisation in this respect. This is a great movement to really work your obliques and the sort of side of your abs, side of your body. Also obviously going to bring in the hips a little bit more, because it's a lot more of a twisting motion. So this is a really good functional movement, which is very good to really define and tighten up that midsection. So again, you can go to complete failure on this, really push yourself. Again, I suggest sometimes putting an object in front of you so you can lift your feet over something to make sure you're getting your feet nice and high. I like to try and lift my feet if I can to sort of eye level when I'm hanging, to get them nice and high and get a full contraction on the abdominals and also the obliques. Okay, so exercise number 3, reverse decline crunch. So I'm a very big fan of this. My abdominals are pretty thick at the top but weak at the bottom, so I find this is a very good exercise to try and thicken up your lower abs. So here what you want to do is go on a decline bench. You want to hold your hands on the top of the bench so your head is above your hips, and then when you bring your hips up, try and fully breathe out all your air, really squeeze out, squeeze your abs, get nice and tight, and then come back down again with your hips and your feet. What I like to do here is just get my hips to drop down so they just touch the pad and then come back up. So you almost don't want to go too straight, because if you bring your legs too far down, you then start to engage your hip flexors. So at that point, you're then not really working your abdominals too much. So it's all about trying to find that active range of movement for yourself, where you're finding the muscles you're trying to target are actually working and not the other assisting muscles. So for this instance, the hip flexor. So try and keep it nice and controlled. Think about keeping your hip flexors out of the movement and focus on working the abs to their utmost and get them building. Exercise number 4, opposite of decline crunch, is a normal crunch. So here again, I like to keep this nice and controlled. I like to use a bench where you can tuck your feet in. Again, the whole point here, this is more engaging the upper abdominals. Try and think about squeezing your ribs towards your hips and really get a bend in that spine and really crunch forward. Again, with abs, a lot of it's to do with breathing, so make sure as you come up on the rep, you breathe all the air out, really squeeze your abs as hard as you can, and then when you come back down, you want to breathe back in. So you want to exhale as you contract and you come up, blow all the air out of your abdominals, and then relax as you come down and breathe back in. If you want to make this exercise harder, you can use a medicine ball and hold it behind your head. You can use a weight plate, anything to add a little bit of loading if you want to take this up another notch. You can also increase, obviously, having this on an incline if you want to make it more difficult as well. So if you raise your feet and hips so they're higher, so you're doing a crunch where you're obviously going to be adding more load by having your hips higher than your head, so that's another way to make this more difficult. But again, a great overall ab exercise. You just want to keep it nice and controlled, keep a decent rep range. Exercise number 5, TRX Crunch. So this is something different You don't see a lot of people do. So if you have got TRX machine, it's very, very beneficial to use in terms of just general overall core stability. So here what you want to do is almost take like a press up position, hook your feet into your TRX system, and then you just want to think about trying to drive your feet and your knees towards your upper body. Really, again, trying to squeeze in. Focus on then when you're coming back again, keep nice control, keep control of the spine, keep everything nice and balanced. This is quite a functional movement, works the entire body. There's a lot more balance involved. So from an athletic point of view, it does work very well if you play sports in terms of stability. So something I'd highly recommend, similar to a plank in a lot of degrees in terms of the plane of movement. So again, I think in my opinion, it will help to keep your stomach almost tighter and more sucked in. So well worth adding to your repertoire of ab exercises. So these are my top 5 ab exercises, guys. These are what I use to build my core for the summer and also for competing, so the 2 shows I've done this year. So if there's any other ab exercise you want to see, you want any more content, and please just comment below, let me know your thoughts. Happy to film any more exercises and get a whole video library out there if that's what you guys want to see. So enjoy and get those abs popping for the summer. Peace.